no, tenés que ver esto. No sé cómo explicarlo, pero anoche entré a Gate of Olympus. Ahí te lo voy a mostrar, ahí. Solo para probar eso. Ahí va. Y eso fue todo. Me quedé enganchada hasta la mañana siguiente. Zeus lanza un rayo y los multiplicadores caen por 50, por 100 y de repente por 500. No, estoy en shock. Ya tengo, voy a retirarlo, más de 1.200.000 pesos argentinos en mi cuenta. Y lo mejor de todo es que el dinero llegó inmediatamente. Apareció una notificación del banco. Ahí va. Y toda la plata ya estaba en mi tarjeta. Empezar es muy fácil, de verdad lo digo. Solo hay que pulsar play y listo. Dejo el enlace debajo del video. Regístrate, recarga tu saldo y probalo. Ni hace falta explicarlo. Vivilo vos mismo. Ah, y un consejo. Poné la alarma porque es imposible parar.
Going to be when the back piece slides in, it'll notch in very cleanly there. So I'm going to line up the other two pieces and then we'll put screws in from the far end. Now I like to put all the screws in very loosely before I tighten everything down to make sure it's all lined up. So I'm going to put these screws in first to get that top shelf lined up, and then I'm going to line up the second shelf. Okay, so I have all of those screws started. I'll tighten those up, and then we're going to move down to this end. One step at a time. You have to make sure everything fits. I think that's a pretty important pointer. These pieces, although they're cheaply made, they can look really good and be really strong if you take your time putting them together. Sometimes the holes don't line up perfectly, so always loose fit them and slowly go around the whole thing. I have 5 screws or 4 screws there. So I'm not going to tighten one down and then tighten the next 3. I'm going to move around them in a pattern, tightening, maybe adjust a little bit, move it so it's lined up just the way I wanted. Then I tighten it down and you'll be really happy with the results. Also be very careful. These are really coarse threads and the fiberboard these are made out of can be stripped very easily. Be careful how tight you make this. Make it so it's snug and no tighter. If it's wobbly, tighten a little bit. But don't go overboard or you could strip out the hole that this is made out of. And then there's solutions, but it's going to be kind of tricky to solve that problem. All right, now I'm going to put the bottom shelf in. Be careful because once again there's a slot. We want to make sure that that lines up with that slot. So when we put the back in, it fits. I could flip this whole thing over and the slot would be on this front edge. And that would not work at all. All right, here's something really weird. The instructions clearly show that the center shelf should be in place when that end is being assembled. And yet it doesn't have to. Not only that, it can't because there are no holes here. This is an adjustable shelf and it's used with these little gadgets. These just slide in.